Hey everyone, today we're going to be taking a look at the Mark Ryden Travel Essentials Backpack. Mark Ryden is a brand that I've seen called out a couple of times in the comments as they seem to have interesting bags that come in at a more budget-friendly price point. I actually featured one of their bags in one of my previous Roundup videos, and I was pretty impressed with the value and the feature set that it had, so I was curious to see what other options were in their lineup. This one stood out to me because of its kind of interesting aesthetic, the layout that it offered. I've now had a chance to use it for the past couple of weeks, and in this video I'm going to be talking about what it's been like to test it. I'll show you how I've loaded it out, walk through all the features, and I'll also talk about how it compares to some of the other similar bags that are currently on the market. Before jumping into the video, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Danny, and on this channel we love reviewing popular travel and everyday carry gear. If you like these types of videos and you'd be interested in seeing more, please consider subscribing as it helps the channel out a lot. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. Starting off with the overall aesthetic, the bag has a pretty sleek and techy appearance. It almost feels a little bit futuristic. It makes me think of something like a peak design bag. And I think it's a versatile style that's going to work well in a lot of different environments. This is something I'd be comfortable taking into an office setting with a nicer outfit. Great for traveling, exploring a city, or even something that I could see students using. As far as the materials, the bag feels pretty solidly built, particularly for the price point. This exterior fabric, according to the company's site, is an Oxford fabric. To me, it kind of feels like a polyester, so it's something that I think is going to hold up pretty well to rougher usage. It's not the most rugged fabric. It doesn't feel necessarily like a ballistic nylon or an X-Pack or anything like that, but enough for what most people will need. It's got kind of a coating on the front that feels like it's going to offer some additional weather resistance, and the weight of the bag manages to stay not too heavy due to the materials that are used, and beyond that you have some really nice YKK zippers all throughout. Continuing along the outside of the bag, you have two external water bottle pockets, one on each side, that offer a good amount of stretch. These should be able to hold my 20-ounce water bottle comfortably, and you can see that that slides right in there. There's going to be a little bit of additional space if you have a slightly bigger water bottle, but one thing to note about these is that they do sit on top of other zippered pockets, which we'll take a look at later in the video. So if you pack those out, it will impact the size of water bottle or item that you'll be able to store here. But my 20-ounce bottle fits comfortably, which is great to see. You can tell the elasticity there is doing its job. It's slightly shallow, but in general, it feels like my water bottle is going to be securely in place while I'm wearing and carrying the bag, and I can take that out, and then because of that elasticity, these hug the bag when they're not in use to maintain a sleeker overall look. On the front of the bag, you have the Mark Ryden logo, which blends in quite well here because you have the gray exterior, gray tank, so it doesn't stand out too much, which I like. And then at the top of the bag, you have a nice carrying handle. It's got kind of a rubber or durable feeling material here. It's not the most padded handle, so if you're holding this for a longer period of time and the bag is really packed out, you could start to feel the edges digging into your fingers, but it does feel like it's not going to tear or anything like that. And then you also have an additional loop near the back that's going to allow you to hang the bag up when it's not in use. And then the last thing I'll mention while we're talking about the exterior is whether the bag stands up on its own, and I have to say it's been a little bit inconsistent due to the shape of the bag and the fact that it doesn't have the most rigid structure. It tends to lean forward a little bit, so I have been able to get it to stand up on its own, as you can see here. But if it's loaded out with the weight more towards the front, or if you take your laptop out, or if you place it down and you're not quite careful with how you do it, I can see it tipping over pretty consistently. As far as the capacity, the bag is going to come in around 28 to 30 liters, so it's a pretty spacious bag, definitely going to be able to hold the items that you want to have with you on your day-to-day without feeling overwhelmingly bulky. It's going to leave a little bit of extra space for those longer days. And the bag manages to maintain a pretty slim profile even when it's a little bit more packed out. So that's going to help it work well as something that you can carry on to a variety of domestic and international airlines, but that's also going to work well for jumping onto public transit and exploring crowded areas. Moving into the harness system, so far the bag has been pretty comfortable to wear. The straps have a decent amount of padding. It's not quite as rigid or thick as some of the padding that I tend to see on bags of this style, but it's still soft, comfortable out of the box. On the inside, it has a breathable air mesh to help prevent moisture from building up. The straps also have a nice width to help prevent the bag from digging into your shoulders when it's a little bit more packed out. On the straps, you also have an adjustable and removable sternum strap to help distribute the weight. You have a safety whistle on the sternum strap as well. and then a little pocket on the strap. That'll be a good spot to store a transit card that you need to get to a little bit more quickly. And then as far as the back paneling, this has also felt pretty comfortable. The padding that's included here is a little bit more rigid and supportive than what we saw on the straps. It's well distributed throughout the back. And then you have some elevation here to create this air channel to provide you with some ventilation while you're walking around throughout the day. And you also have a luggage strap that's going to allow you to rest this on a suitcase while traveling to save some weight on your back. Jumping into the organizational options, the bag has a nice variety of pockets all throughout. Starting off at the top, you have a quick access pocket that has a magnetic closure, which I thought was pretty interesting. These secure quite well. You can see that they're strong magnets, so this isn't going to open up super easily, and it does provide quick access to the pocket. One thing that I would be a little bit concerned about is if you get caught in the rain. There is a gap here. Even though these magnets are strong, it just doesn't feel quite as secure as like an aqua guarded zipper. So that's one thing that might have been nice, is to maybe have a different system here for the quick access area. Regardless, it is pretty unique. You can get to it quickly, and on the inside you have a decent amount of space here. I was able to store my sunglasses in their case, but you could see this working quite well for other, smaller items that you need to get to regularly throughout the day, or for just tossing something in quickly while you're going through TSA. And then on each side, next to the water bottle pockets that I showed earlier, you have zippered compartments that will be great for storing additional accessories. These offer pretty good amount of space, so you'll be able to hold a variety of items here: pouches, charging cables. At the moment in one of these, I have a cable to charge my tablet and my phone, just kind of resting there at the bottom. There is an elastic slip pocket on the inside here, so a great spot for maybe a mouse, portable battery, hard drive. At the moment, I have this little card wallet that Mark Ryden also threw in with the bag when they sent it to me. So, just to kind of showcase the space, but a nice sort of zippered area to carry some extra cards when I need to. And then on the other side, similar style pocket here. Good amount of space again. And in this one, you actually have a little lanyard with a retractable keychain leash here. So when you get to your destination, you can swing the bag around, grab this, and then at the moment I have a carabiner attached to it, a little night ice tool, and a small pen, just to kind of demo this, but I like the inclusion of this here to just make it easier to use. And then you have another slip pocket in this area that will be great, again, for charging cables, other tech items, or in my case, I actually have a headlamp here. Above the zippered pocket on this side, you have an external port that you can connect to a portable battery via a cable that runs into the main area. This has USB-C and USB-A charging connectors, so if you're placing the bag down next to you at the airport, you can connect your cable and quickly charge your phone. And then on the back of the bag, you have a dedicated tech compartment, and the zipper here opens up a pretty good amount, so you have full visibility into the tech area. And so you have a Velcro flap that covers a tablet and laptop sleeve, and I like that this also has a little mesh elastic slip pocket, which is perfectly designed to hold a pair of AirPods. So I can toss those in there, grab them easily when I need to, and then you can pull this Velcro flap up to see the tablet sleeve, as well as a couple of elastic bands here that will work well for a pen, a stylus. I currently have a stylus here. They also can hold something like a multi-tool, which I wouldn't be traveling with, but nice to have those there. Then the tablet sleeve has a little bit of padding, and it should be able to hold a 10 or 11 inch tablet. At the moment, I have my iPad mini with a case, and that was able to fit there pretty easily. And then behind that, you have the laptop sleeve, which feels like it offers a nice amount of padding. It's also got a soft lining on the inside to help prevent against scratching. This should be able to hold up to a 15 or 16 inch laptop comfortably. Currently, what I have here is my 14 inch MacBook Pro. You can see that there's plenty of leftover space here, and this isn't quite pulled up off the bottom of the ground, but it does feel like there's some padding on the bottom, so it is protected, although I do wish that it had more of a false bottom. And so pulling my device out, now with the compartment empty, you can get a better look at the inside. Here's that soft lining. It's only on one side of the compartment, the front, and this does come up a decent amount. So if you happen to have a thicker laptop or you want to use a case with your device to keep it a little bit more protected, you should be able to handle that just fine. And so with the amount of padding that's offered here, although I wish this had been pulled up, with the amount that's on the bottom, on the sides, it still feels like your device is going to be pretty well protected while you're on the go. The last area that we're going to be taking a look at is the main compartment, and this has pretty much a clamshell style opening. The zippers go down all the way so that you can open it flat and have plenty of visibility. You can unzip them a little bit and then use this as a top loader and access some of the things that you want without opening it all the way. But you know, these zippers open fairly smoothly. They're not aqua guarded, so you do want to watch out that if you load out the front flap, if you leave the zippers too low, there's always a little bit of a chance that this could flip open. Regardless, I like the visibility that's provided here and the amount of space in this main area. Again, you know, great open layout for my modular packing style. At the moment, the items that I have here are a packable rain jacket at the top. Then I have my Beats Studio wireless headphones with their case. I have the Lockbee tech pouch that I've been using a lot lately. I have the Evergood Civic Access pouch, 1 liter. And then I also have the Civic Access pouch, 2 liters. And all of that fit in there very comfortably. And with the amount of space that's offered here, I could also use this for minimal travel. If I wanted to toss in my packing cube, a dop kit, an extra pair of shoes, I could definitely use this for a longer weekend trip. And on the inside here, you can see that there is some built-in organization. You have 2 slip pockets, 1 on each side, that offer a good amount of space. This will be great for holding something a little taller. Some cables, a smaller tripod, an umbrella. In this case, actually, I ended up placing one of my portable batteries because it's right next to that USB cable that I was mentioning earlier. So this connects to the port that's on the outside. The battery's not included with the bag, so you can connect whatever battery you want. And here on this side, you also have both connector types. So that's going to give it just a little bit more flexibility. Then you have 2 slip pockets on the back side as well. I really like the mesh that's used here. It feels very elastic and flexible, so it'll just kind of mold around what you place on the inside and help hold it in place. And on the back, you have an additional taller slip pocket, which could be good for holding an extra device if you need to carry it. And if not, folders, notebooks. In my case, I actually have the book that I've been reading, the Ted Lasso book that I featured in a couple of my videos. And then on the other side of this main area, you have some more organization, a couple of slip pockets here, same sort of elastic mesh that we saw earlier. Great for all sorts of tech items. I have a USB-C cable here, great spot for my USB-C hub, other bulkier chargers or pouches. And then behind that, I have a zippered pocket. It's going to be a great spot for smaller items that I don't want falling out when I open this up as a clamshell bag. So I have my mouse in there so it doesn't slide out. And I also have a nail clipper set that I typically have with me, as well as a retractable HDMI cable. And then behind those, you have one more slip pocket. This one offers a little bit more volume, so it'll be able to hold some bulkier items. Maybe this could have been where I place my rain jacket or a pair of headphones. And at the moment, I have my alpaca admin pouch, as I like to have that near the top so that I can reach down and grab it. That's a good thing about this pocket, is that it does sit near the top, so if you don't open this all the way up, it's just an easy place to kind of reach down and grab something whenever you need it. So I like the layout and the space offered in this main area, and just kind of the design throughout the rest of the bag feels pretty unique and interesting. And if you're looking for a bag that's going to offer a lot of organization for your tech accessories, and that's going to give you a good amount of space, and this is going to be a really interesting option to take a look at. And so to wrap up, it's been a pretty good experience testing out the Mark Ryden Travel Essentials backpack over the past couple of weeks. You can currently purchase this on the company's site for about $100. To me, Mark Ryden reminds me a little bit of a company like TomTuck in the fact that they became well known for making really interesting bags at lower price points. But like TomTuck, it seems like they're starting to expand into a little bit of a higher price range. $100 is still fairly reasonable in my opinion, especially compared with some of the $200 and $300 priced bags that are becoming more common nowadays. You get a nice feature set, it's pretty solidly built, but at the $100 price point, there's still going to be some other really great options to consider. And so as I was testing this out, the first bag this made me think of is the other Mark Ryden bag that I've had a chance to test out, the business laptop travel backpack that I featured in my back to school roundup video. I really like the sleek and modern aesthetic of that bag, as well as the exterior fabric. It just felt pretty weather resistant, durable, and then the layout of that bag was also really useful. I liked the multiple compartments that it had, lots of space. It had a clamshell style opening. It still had a dedicated laptop area. The harness system on it was really comfortable, so it checked a lot of the same boxes as this one, but one of the best things is that that one was actually available at around $50 to $60 depending on when you purchased it. That's what I got it for on Amazon. And so if you like Mark Ryden's style and you're looking for something reasonable at under $100 as a price point, then that's going to be a great option to consider. Another bag this made me think of is the North Face Jester backpack, which is one of the North Face's more affordable options. It has a really comfortable harness system. It's got more of an outdoorsy aesthetic. It's got the bungee cord on the front and a simpler layout. It's got a quick access area with some built-in organization, a large main compartment with a padded laptop sleeve that's suspended, dual external water bottle pockets. The fabrics on that are not quite as rugged as some of the North Face's pricier options, but still feels kind of comparable to this. And I've seen the Jester come in at a variety of price points, but typically it's around the $70, $80 range. That's what I've seen it for on Amazon. But you know, just another solid option. If you don't mind the more outdoorsy look and you want something that's going to be really comfortable, then that's going to be an interesting option to take a look at. And then the last option that I'll mention here is the Osprey Daylight 26+6. We recently took a look at the updated version on the channel, and at $100, it's just an impressive value for the versatility that it offers. It has, you know, Osprey's good harness system and solid build quality. It's got lighter weight materials, a pretty simple pocketing layout as far as just a quick access area with some internal organization, water bottle pockets. The laptop sleeve is integrated into the main area. But where the bag really stands out is in its ability to expand and compress. So when it's compressed down at 26 liters, it works very well as a personal item on a variety of domestic and international airlines. But if you need extra space, it can expand out. And so I absolutely love that flexibility. I was impressed with the feature set that it offered, and again, that the price point was only $100. So if you're needing a bag that's going to give you some extra, ability to kind of flex the volume depending on what you need, and that's still going to have a great feature set, and that's going to be one of the best options to take a look at. With that being said, the Mark Ryden Travel Essentials backpack holds up pretty well against all those options, and if you're looking for a sleek kind of all-purpose bag that's going to offer a nice amount of capacity and organization for all the things that you need to be carrying with you, then that's going to be an interesting option to take a look at. And I'm definitely curious to hear what you all think of the Travel Essentials backpack and how it compares to some of the other popular tech and everyday bags that are currently on the market. And if there's any similar options that you think that I should check out, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I want to thank the company for sending the bag for me to test out, and to you guys for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.